Okay, so we'll go to the third chapter of the linear algebra, that is vector spaces second. Vector spaces second. Okay, so we have seen the vector space, subspace, linearly dependent. Okay, so coordinate basis, coordinate vector, and so on in the chapter first. Okay, so now we'll see what do you mean by a dimension of the vector space. So we have seen the basis. What do you mean by basis? A set, a subset, a non-empty subset of S is the basis of V, of a vector space V, if it is linearly independent and span V. Okay. Now, so what do you mean by a dimension of a vector space? The number of vectors in a basis of a non-zero vector space V is called the dimension of the vector space V. That means suppose S is the basis of V, then number of element in S is same as dimension of V. So S is basis means what? It is linearly independent, and second what? S spans V. S span V means what? Every vector in V is expressed as a linear combination of the vectors in S. Then we say that S span V, right? S span V is what? Every vector of V is expressed as a linear combination of the vectors in S. Okay. Linearly independent, you know that. Yeah, how to prove the linearly independent? You have to take this U1 bar, U2, C2, U2 bar plus dot 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 plus Cn Un bar is equal to 0 bar. How to prove? The vectors are, how to check whether the vectors are linearly independent or dependent? Take the linear combination as 0 vector. So find out the values of the scalar. If all scalars are 0, then the vectors are linearly independent. If one of them is not 0, okay, at least one of them is not 0, okay, or not all 0, if C1, C2, Cn not all 0, so then it will be linearly dependent. Okay, so vectors are not linearly dependent, then they are linearly independent, and if the vectors are not linearly independent, they are the dependent. Okay, so that we have already seen. Okay? So now we'll see some standard set so that the dimension is known to you. Okay, so now this is what E1 bar is equal to 1 0 0. Okay, so E2 bar is equal to 0 1. Second place is your 0. Okay, and dot 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 En bar is equal to 0 0 dot 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 1. Okay, n place is 1. Okay, so this S is the standard basis for Rn. Standard basis for Rn. So therefore, so how many vectors are there? N vectors are there. Okay, so dimension of Rn is equal to n, because number of element in the basis is n. Note that this is not implied that your number of element in Rn is n. This is not implied. This is not equal to number of element in Rn. So Rn contains infinitely many elements. Rn contains infinite many elements. This is not the meaning. Number of element in Rn is n. Dimension of Rn is n. Okay. So that means what? Dimension of R2 is 2, dimension of R3 is 3, and so on. Okay. So you know that this is Pn. So S is equal to 1 x square dot 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 x to the power n is standard basis for Pn of x. That means what? Polynomial of degree less than or equal to n of in x now. Okay. So then how many vectors are there? See, this is 1, 1 to this is n, and this is what x to the power 0. That means this is 0 to n. So these are the n plus 1 numbers. So number of element in S is n plus 1, and this is nothing but the dimension of Pn. Dimension of Pn. Okay. So you know that. See, this is what? 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0. Just you have to shift 1 now. Okay, 1 0. So because you have taken the square matrix of order 2. So this is the standard basis of m2 by 2. m2 by 2 over r. Okay, so how many? This is the standard basis for this one. Okay, so how many vectors are there? 4 vectors are there. So therefore what? Dimension of m2 by 2 over r is equal to, over r is equal to 4. Okay. So similarly, dimension of m by n over r is same as what? M into n. Number of rows into number of columns. That is the dimension of the matrices of the that space of the vector space of the matrices. Okay. Suppose S is u1 bar, u2 bar, un bar is linearly independent. This is the linearly independent. Then S is a basis for. So linearly independent does not imply that basis for V. Okay, it should span V. But S is the basis for L of S. 101% it is the basis of the L of S. Okay, so S is what? Linearly independent in a vector space V, suppose. So L of S is a subspace of V. S need not be a subspace. S will be the subset. Okay, S need not be. So this is linearly independent set does not imply that it is a subspace. Okay, so S is the subset of the V. It is a linearly independent. Then S is what? Basis for this. Okay, so that means what? Dimension of L of S is equal to number of element in S. So that is what? N. That is N. So dimension of L of S is the number of element in S. Note that this. Dimension of L of S is number of element in S. Okay. So if S is a linearly independent. If S is not linearly independent, then it will not be basis. Okay. So S should be the linearly independent. And number of element in the that set in the dimension of the V. Okay. So if any two, this is very important. Okay. Any two bases of a vector space V has same number of elements. We are saying that number of elements. We are not saying that same elements. So that means what here? If A and B are any two bases of a vector space V, then number of element in A is same as number of element. Numbers are same. Okay, vectors may or may not be same. Okay, vectors need not be the same, but there are number of elements in them. The count is same. Okay, this is very important. Number of elements same and number of elements in V are same. So this is very important result. Okay, now suppose dimension of V is equal to n. Dimension of V. That means V is n dimensional vector space. Then the first point, any linearly independent set containing n vectors. So n vectors is what? Dimension. N vectors is always a basis for V. Is always a basis for V. Any linearly independent set containing n vector is always a basis. So linearly independent subset of linearly independent subset of V containing n vectors is always the basis of V. Always the basis for V. Okay. The second. Okay. So any subset of V which span V, any subset of V containing n vectors which span V is always basis. So that means what? Suppose S is a subset of suppose R and N. Okay. If you prove S is linearly independent, just count the number of elements in S. If number of elements in S is n, then no need to prove that S is span V. Because what do you mean by basis? If it is linearly independent and S span V, then it is a basis. Okay. So if you have the number, if you know that S is the subset of this Rn, you know the dimension of that vector space, right? For which S is the subset of that vector space, you know the dimension of that vector space. Then only you have to prove S is linearly independent. Okay. So if S is linearly independent set containing n vector is always the basis. This theorem helps you. Okay. So that means what? Suppose S is equal to, this is R3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then this is 1 minus 1, 1. So see, this is the subset of R3. This is subset of R3. Okay. So if you prove this is linearly independent, then it will be the basis, because if it is linearly independent set containing 3 vectors, so it will be the basis. Okay. So this is very important theorem here. So therefore what yesterday I have seen that if this is 2 vectors are there, it will not be basis. It may be linearly independent, but it will not be basis, because this is the subset of R2. You know this is subset of R3, and you know that the dimension of R3 is 3. So, and number of elements in the basis should be the 3. Number of elements in the basis of R3 should be the 3. So this is 2. So it will not be basis, even though this is a linearly independent. Okay. So this is a linearly independent set not containing 3 vectors. Not containing 3 vectors. It will not be basis, because dimension of R3 is 3. So this is again important theorem here. Now here what one thing is what, suppose the dimension of V is equal to n and S is linearly independent. So S is linearly independent. Then number of element in S is less than or equal to dimension of V. Note that, dimension of V. Okay. So this is very important. Dimension of V is equal to n. If S is a linearly independent, then number of vectors in S is always less than or equal to n. Okay. So it must be the less than or maybe equal to n, dimension of V. No problem for it. So this is equal to n. Okay. So number of element in S is always less than. Okay. So if number of element in S is greater than dimension of V, then S is always linearly dependent. If number of elements in S is greater than V, then it is then 101% your S is linearly dependent. Okay. So this you can, if S is linearly dependent, then number of elements in S is greater than the number of dimension of V. You cannot say this. You cannot say. This is not true. This is not true, because what this set is what 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is your S. This is linearly dependent. This is linearly dependent. And number of element in S is what, less than or equal to dimension of V. Dimension of R3. Because this is subset of R3. Okay. So now see here. S is linearly dependent, but number of element in S is less than this. So, but if this is old, number of element in S is greater than the dimension of V, then S is linearly dependent. Then surely S is linearly dependent. Okay. So number of element in S is greater than the dimension, then surely S is linearly dependent. But if S is linearly dependent, we are not sure about the number of element in S, whether it is less than or equal to dimension of V or greater than or equal to dimension of V. You cannot say anything about that. Okay. So remember this. Suppose S is U1 bar, U2 bar, dot dot dot, UR bar. Okay, is linearly independent. And dimension of V is equal to n. Now see, this is linearly independent. So that means what here, R is greater or equal to n. That means R will assume R is strictly less than n. Okay. So then what? Every linearly independent set. This is linearly independent set. This is not a basis, because what we don't have given this is the span V. We don't have given this span V. Okay. So that means what here? So what? That means what? S can be extended to form a basis. Because what? So R is less than n. So n minus r vectors are this. Okay. So number of element in S should be what then? So should be the number of element in should be the dimension of V. So that means should be the n. But this is not n. That means we have to add this element. Okay. So that means you can extend. So you can add the vectors in S so that it becomes a basis. That means what here? S1 is equal to U1 bar, U2 bar, dot dot dot, UR bar, UR plus 1 bar, dot dot dot, UN bar. So these vectors are added in S. These vectors, that means these are the n minus r vectors. These are added in S. Okay, so that the whatever the set we got, that will be the basis for this. That means this is the linearly independent. This is the extended set of S. This S1 is the extended set of S. So the S1 will be the basis. That means every linearly independent set can be extended to form a basis of V. This is the theorem. Every linearly independent set can be extended to form a basis of V. Okay, so this is the theorem. Note that. Suppose W is the subspace of V. Suppose W is the subspace of V. Then dimension of W is less than or equal to dimension of V. Is less than or equal to dimension of V. And dimension of W is equal to dimension of V if and only if W is equal to V. W is equal to V. That means what? Actually what? If W is a proper subset of V. It is a subspace, but a proper subset of this, then this is what? Dimension of W is less than, strictly less than dimension of V. Okay? So dimension of W is equal to dimension of V if and only W is equal to V. So dimensions are same, then W and V will be the same. Now we are interested in the basis for this. Suppose this is R3. Suppose this is R3. So we want to form a basis, we want to find a basis for this one. We want to find basis for this one. So this is what? 3x minus twice y plus 5z is equal to 0. So what is this system? This system is what? 3 minus 2, 5 only. Okay. So x, y, z. And this is what? 0, 0, 0. So your matrix is what? This matrix. What? 3 minus 2, 5 only. 3 minus 2, 5. This is your matrix for the homogeneous system. So this is only one row. Okay. So this may actually this matrix is what here? 1 by 3. 1 by 3. Okay. So that means what here? Rank of A is equal to what? Number of non-zero. This is the equivalent form. You can divide by 3. So you can divide by 3. We can write this is upon 3. This is upon 3. This is the equivalent form. Okay. Rank of A. How many non-zeros? 2, 1. Okay. How many unknowns are there? 3. So how many free variables are there? 2 free variables are there. 2 free variables are there. So then dimension of S will be what? Is 2. How many free variables? 2 free variables are there. That will be dimension. Okay. So the dimension is 2. That means you have to find the basis. You have to find the basis for this. So basis for this means what? So 3x minus twice y plus 5z is equal to 0. Okay. So basis of what? So there are 2 free variables. So you can write this is what? Y is equal to A and z is equal to B. Okay. So then x is equal to what? Then x is equal to this is minus. So this is twice A minus 5b upon 3. Okay. So x, y, z. X, y, z. Okay. So your x is what? 2 by 3a minus 5 by 3b. Okay. So a and b. Okay. So this is what then? 2 by 3, 1, 0. A plus this is what? Minus 5 by 3, 0, 1. Okay. So that means that your basis is what? 2 by 3, 1, 0. Then minus 5 by 3, 0, 1. Okay. You may write this as, you can multiply by 3 here. So 2, 3, 0. Okay. Then this is minus 5, 0, 3. Because what? You can take here a by 3 common. You can take here what? B by 3 common. If you take a by 3, b by 3 common, so then this is 2, 3. this. Okay, so now this is we are not taking. We have not taken a and b common. You can take because a is not arbitrary constant. You can take anything. A by 3 is arbitrary constant. So here what? This is your a. This is your b actually here. So you have taken what? A by 3. A by 3 common. A by 3 I have taken common. So then this will be what? 2, 3, 0. Then this is minus 5, 0, 3 then. Okay. So this is the base. So how to check the basis? You have given this what? Suppose this is the problem for the objective problem. So the basis for this one, basis for okay, the basis for S is equal to this, basis for the subspace of the solution space, whatever this is given is okay. So now see here, whatever the values are given. So what here? This is one equation, 3 unknown. That means what? Number of elements should be the 2. This is only one equation. Number of unknown is 3. Number of unknown is 3. Okay. So that means there in the basis there should be the 2 vectors. There because what? Unknowns are 3. Okay. And this is only one equation. So 2 are the free variables. So that means 2 is the dimension. So that means what? In the basis there are 2 vectors. So we have to do. We have to check the from option which values of this which basis element satisfy your equation. See here, this is what? 6 minus 6, 0. Okay. Now for here what? Minus 15, 0, minus 0, plus 15. So this is 0. Okay. So that means what? This satisfy your system. Right? Satisfy your system. That will your basis. That will your basis. Okay. So note this. So that means what? Suppose you have given this 2, 3, 0. Okay, so it satisfies this, but it will not basis because it do not contain 2 vectors. It do not contain 2 vectors. Okay, so if there is only one option which set contain only 2 vectors, that will be your basis. Okay, so if there is only one option such way that set containing 2 vectors, only one option is there that set containing 2 vectors. Just tick mark on that. Okay, just choose that option as the correct option. Okay, so that means this is there. So suppose what your first option is this, your second option is only what? Singleton this, or in the this what? This one vector is there, also one vector is there, also one vector is there. Okay, so and in the so this is what your fourth option is again 3 vectors suppose. So that means what? There is only one set which contain 2 vectors. So this will be your correct option. This will be correct option. But if there are 2 options such way that they containing 2 vectors, they contain. Suppose this is what here. This is the set containing the 2 vectors. So what? So here what? This option is not correct. This option is not correct. You have to choose this or this. You have to choose this or this. Okay. So which satisfy your equation? Suppose this is what 2, 3, 1 is there. 2, 3, 1 is there. Okay, so 2, 3, 1. So 2, 3, 1 do not satisfy this equation. This will not be your correct option. This will be your correct option. Okay, in this way you have to choose your options. Okay. Okay. Because it is very difficult to find a basis by your usual method. Okay, so find a basis for the solution space. Okay, so 3x1 plus y, 3x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 is equal to 0. 5x1 minus x2 plus x3 minus x4 is equal to 0. Okay, so see the matrix. 3, 5, 1 minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Okay, for any operations, this whole row is not 0. Whole row will not be the 0. You can make this in entry as a 0. You can make this entry as a 0. No problem for this one. Okay. So, but all the entry will not be 0. All the entry. Here 2 may be 0, 3 may be 3 entries may be 0. Doesn't matter for this one. But what? At least one entry is not 0. So that means what here? Rank of A is 2. Rank of A is 2. How many is here? There are unknown 4. So 2 are the free variables. 2 are the free variables. And that is the dimension of the solution space. That is the dimension of the solution space. And what here? Dimension of the solution space. You are given the basis. So this is first option. Second option. Suppose this is singleton set only. Third option. So this is what? Suppose this is what? So there are 3 vectors. there are three vectors. Fourth option is also there. There are again three vectors. R singleton. Okay. So what dimension is 2? So in the basis there are only two vectors. So this is the set containing two vectors. That will be your answer. Okay. Suppose there are two sets. There are two sets having two elements. Just verify this. Check this one. Check this for this. Okay. For this. Check both the equations. You have to check both the equation, not only one equation. Okay. So this vector satisfy this. Okay. You have to check this also. This also. Okay. So this also should satisfy both the equations. Okay. This may happen that this satisfies this. Okay. So if what here one of the vector do not satisfy one of the equation, one vector do not satisfy one of the vector. So this will not your answer will be this. Don't check for this one. Don't check for this one, because this is what these are not your options, because it contains only one element, it contains three elements, so it will not your option. Your option will be this. But what here? This is the one vector which do not satisfy one equation, any one equation. Okay. If it is satisfy all the equations, no problem. This will be your option then. Okay. If it do not satisfy any equation, so that will be not your option. That will be not your correct option. So this will be your correct option. Okay, so options are given to you. You can do this. Now suppose your S is x y z, x minus y is equal to 0. Again there is only one equation, and how many unknowns are there? Three unknowns. You see, this is two unknowns, but not z. What this equation is actually x minus y plus 0 z. Actually this equation is this. This is the equation in three unknown. So because these are x, y, z. So this number of equation is 1. Number of unknown is 3. Number of unknowns are 3. That means how many free variables are there? 2 free variables are there. So in the basis there are two vectors. Just choose your option. So in which set contain two vectors? If all the set containing two vectors, just check one by one. Which satisfy your this equation. So suppose we have this. Suppose we have this. Okay, so suppose we have one of the options like this. Okay, so we check whether this is what 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so then this is what 0 minus 0. So for that there is no problem for this. 0 minus 0 is 0. So this x and this is your y. This is x y z. Okay, so both the vectors satisfy the equation. So that means this is your correct option. This will be your correct option. Okay, so I hope that you can find dimension of any set now. If you are okay, suppose your S is like this, x, y, z, such that z is equal to x minus y, y is equal to twice x plus 3z, and suppose your option is minus 4, minus 5, 1. Suppose this is your. So these are what? How many? These are the two equations. So see this. This is what x minus y minus z is equal to 0. Twice x minus y plus 3z is equal to 0. Your matrix is what? 1, 2, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 3. Okay. So that means this vector is not a scalar multiple of this vector. This vector is not a scalar multiple of this vector. That means if you apply any operation, this row is not 0. This row will not be 0. That means your rank of this matrix is 2. Rank of this matrix is 2. And how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns are there. So how many free variable? 1 is the free variable. A set containing one vector will be your basis. Okay. So if there are 2 or 3 options, or all the options are there, so that they containing only one vector, then you have to check the one by one which satisfy this equation. Okay. So for this one, whether this satisfy, this is minus 4 plus 5 is 1. Okay. So then this is what? Minus 8 minus, this is minus 8 plus 3. Minus 8 plus 3 is minus 5. Yes, this is minus 5. So that means what? This satisfies these two equations. So this will be your correct option. No need to solve your system. Just check from the option. Okay. I hope that you can do any problem from like this. Okay. Here. Now suppose what? Only this set is there. Okay. x, y, z, w, and w is 0 only. This is the condition. W is 0 only. Okay. So that means what here? There is how many unknowns are there? 4 unknowns are there. How many equations? 1 equation there. So this is 1 equation, means rank of A is 1. So how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns are there. 3 unknowns are there. So that means what here? 3 unknowns are there. 3 free variables are there. So which contains your what? So any types is what? Your last vector is what? Last component is 0. You have to choose the option so that what? The last component is 0. Okay, for all the vectors. That will be your correct option. Okay, I hope that you understand this one. Now what? Row space, column space, and null space. Okay, so you are familiar with the row space, column space, and this. Okay, so suppose A is M by N matrix. Then the subspace of Rn, because what here? These are the row 1, A11, A12, A1, N columns. So how many? See, this is M row. There are M rows. But in row, how many elements are there? N elements are there in the row. And in column, suppose this is what? A21, AM1. But in column, how many elements are there? M elements are there. That means column space is the subset. Column vectors are the vectors of Rn. Column vectors are from Rn and row vectors are from Rn. This is Rn. This is the column number. But row vectors belongs to Rn and column vectors belong to Rn. Note that this. That means what? This is what? The row space means what? The space spanned by the row vectors of by the vectors of Rn. By the vectors of Rn. Okay, that is called a row space. Okay, that means what? The subspace of Rn spanned by the row vectors of A is called a row space. Okay, and column space means what? The subspace of Rm, the subspace of Rn spanned by column vectors of A is called column space of A, and the null space of A. So null space is what? U belongs to Rn. That means what here? A is M by N, Rn, such that AU is equal to 0. A is equal to 0. This is the solution space. U is the solution space. Okay. Okay. So dimension of the row space. Dimension of the row space is called rank of A. Dimension of the column is called row rank of A. Dimension of the row space of A is called row rank of A. Dimension of the column space of A is called column rank of A. But row rank of A is equal to column rank of A, and this is denoted by rank of A. So column rank and row rank, they are the same. So they are the same. Okay. So this is also very important here. Suppose A is M by N matrix. Okay. So rank of dimension of null space of A. Null space of A is nothing but nullity of A. Is what? Nullity of A. So null space of A means what? Suppose your A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose. So null space means what? So suppose this is what? X plus twice y plus 3z is equal to 0. 4x plus 5y plus 6z is equal to 0. Okay. Whatever the solution space of this system, this is the homogeneous system. The solution space of this system is nothing but the null space of the solution space of this system is nothing but the null space of A. And this is what? And whatever the number of that means the dimension of the solution space of this system is same as the nullity of A. Is nothing but a nullity of A. So if A is your m by n matrix, then if your A is m by n matrix, then the rank of A plus nullity of A is equal to number of columns of A. So how many columns are there? A. So that means what here? If rank of A is m by n matrix, and rank of A is R, rank of A is R, then dimension of null space of A must be n minus R. Must be n minus R. N is what? Number of columns of A. Okay, columns of A is very important here. So this is very nice theorem for you. Suppose A is 5 by 7 and rank of A is equal to 2. What is nullity of A? Nullity of A is equal to what? Nullity of A is equal to what? So what is the nullity of A? So nullity of A is equal to number of columns. How many columns are there? 7. What is the rank? Is 2. So this is what? 5. Because rank plus nullity is the number of columns. So how many columns should be there? 7. And how many rank of A is 2. So what here? 7 minus 2 is 5, because 5 plus 2 is 7. So nullity of A is equal to 7. Okay. So remember this. This is a very important theorem and very important part of this. So this theorem is very important here. This is called a dimension theorem for the matrices. Rank plus nullity is equal to number of columns. This is called a dimension theorem for the matrices. Okay. Okay. So suppose this is the equation. X is equal to 0. A is 5 by 7. A is 5 by 7. Rank of A is 3. And you want the free variables or the parameters. Number of parameters. So number of parameters means what? So dimension, this is what? Number of columns is 7. Okay. 7 minus 3 is nothing but 4. Number of columns minus rank of A. These are the parameters. Parameters means free variables. Okay. So suppose dimension of solution space of AX 0 is this your matrix system is 2. Suppose what is the rank of A then? Rank of A. So you have given the dimension of the solution space of this. Dimension of the solution space is nothing but the dimension of the null space of A. And dimension of the null space of A is nothing but the nullity of A. So you have given the nullity is 2 and you want the rank, right? So rank is also number of columns minus the rank, number of columns minus the nullity. Now nullity will be what? 2. So rank A will be the 5. Okay. So remember this, the application of this dimension theorem. So suppose A is m by n matrix, P is n by P matrix. Okay, so that the product AB is exist. Okay, so AB is exist. Then the rank of A, rank of AB, the rank of the product is less than or equal to minimum of m n. Oh, minimum of, not mn. Okay, rank of A, rank of B. Okay, so even though what we have rank of A also, rank of A is equal to minimum, is less than or equal to, okay, minimum of mn. This is also an important note. This is one note, this is the second note. This is very important. Okay, you are m by n matrix, the rank of A is always less than or equal to minimum of m and n. So that means what, your A is 5 by 7. If your A is 5 by 7, the rank will not be more than 5. rank will not be more than 5. Note that. Okay, so rank is what? 5 or less than 5. Who is the minimum? 5 is the minimum. Okay, so this is the important thing. Note that here. So that means what here? There does not exist a matrix such way that their null space, dimension of the null space is, that means nullity is 1. This is not possible. Your nullity is 1. That means rank will be what then? 6. Rank will be the 6. So this is not possible. Rank will not be 6. The rank will be the minimum of 5 and 7. Okay, so note that this. And rank of A plus B. So A plus B is exist means what? The whatever this. This is what m by n matrix. Order is m by n matrix. So A and B have the same order, then the addition is exist. And rank of AB is less than or equal to rank of A plus rank of B. Okay. So this is the third exam. Okay. So now for this A and B are same order now here. Here what? A is m by n, B is also m by n. B is also m by n. Because what? So when addition exists, if they have the same order, then only the addition exists. So this is also a very important theorem. So you should know this. Suppose your A is this. Okay. So I have given this 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Suppose this matrix is given to you. I have to find the rank and nullity of this one. Rank or nullity. Okay. So anyway, if you want rank, so directly find the rank. If you want to find the nullity, find out the rank. If you want to find the nullity, find the rank. Because what? This is 3 by 3 matrix. So if you get the rank, no problem. If they want rank, so you get the wrong, you get the rank, no problem for them. But if they want the nullity, find the rank. With the help of the rank, you can find the nullity, right? So nullity will be what? 3 minus the rank. 3 minus the rank. So what we'll do? We'll find out only. Okay? We'll do only one operations here. This is what then? R2 minus 2R1, R2 minus 2R1 and R3 minus 4R1. We'll do this operation and we can judge within this operation. This is what? Just you have to do only this calculation. So multiply by minus 2, this is 0. Minus 2, so this is minus 4 plus 3. Minus 6 plus 4, so this is 2. Okay? Then you have to multiply by minus. Minus 4 plus 4 is 0. This is minus 8. Minus 8 plus 3. Minus 8 plus 3 is minus 3. Minus 12. So this is minus 6. This is what? Minus 12. So this is what here we get wrong something. This is minus 2. Okay, this is minus 2. Now see, this row is the scalar multiple of this row. If you multiply by 3 here, you get this one. So that means you can make this row is 0. Because this row is the scalar multiple of the previous row. So you can make this entry as 0. You cannot make this entry minus 1 and minus 2 0. So that means your non-zero rows in the equivalent form are 2. Non-zero rows in the equivalent form are 2. Okay, that will be your rank. So rank of A will be what? Don't do the operation, further operation, because what? You can do this, because this is the multiple of this. All the elements will be the 0. If this is, suppose this is 5, minus 3, 5. Oh, this row is not a scalar multiple of this one. So your rank will be the 3. Your rank will be 3. Your nullity is 0. Your nullity will be 0. Because what? Rank plus nullity is 3. Rank plus nullity is number of columns. So this is 3. So here you got the rank is 2. For this rank is 2. And if you want the nullity, nullity will be what then? Nullity will be 1. Okay? Nullity will be 1. So remember this. Okay, so type of simple, okay, within a one operations, within a one operation means actually you have to apply the 2 operations, but you can apply that at a time. Okay, so this is the one iteration only. Okay, so you can judge the rank of the matrix, and such type of the problem will be there. Okay, so do such type of the problem so that you can, so that what the last row will be the multiple of the second row or not multiple of this one. Okay, if it is not multiple of this one, then what your rank will be the, so number of non-zero rows, all are the non-zero rows, that means rank will be the 3. Okay, so if rank will be 3, and just count the number of columns, count the number of columns. So number of columns is 3 and rank is 3, then nullity is 0. Okay, nullity may be 0. Okay, rank may be also 0, no problem for this one. Rank will be 0, then what, all rows should be the 0, all rows should be, so we get a 0 matrix, so rank will not be the 0. Okay, so for non-zero matrix, rank will not be a 0. Okay, will not be a 0. So I hope that you understand this chapter. This is very nice chapter actually. Okay, so just very simple thing you have to do only. I hope that you understand all those things. Just try to solve the new examples. Okay, so try to solve the examples, short examples. Okay, and judge your basis of the solution space, dimension of the solution space like this. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you.